The dealership wants you to believe there's only one way to drive a great truck home. A showroom, a sticker price with 5 figures you haven't earned yet, monthly payments that stretch longer than some marriages. But here's what they don't put on the window sticker. The most dependable truck you will ever own is probably sitting on a used lot right now, asking nothing of you except a fair price and a little trust. Today, we're counting down the 5 best used trucks you can buy between $12,000 and $25,000. Trucks that were built before the industry's obsession with turbo. Everything turned reliability into a gamble. Trucks that have already proven themselves on highways, on job sites, in the quiet, unspectacular work of a life well lived. These aren't just affordable. They are the smartest financial decisions in the entire truck market right now. Let's count them down. Number 5. The Ford Maverick. Before you say that's not a real truck, let me stop you right there. Because if your definition of a real truck means paying $40,000 for something you use to run errands and haul mulch twice a year, then maybe it's time to redefine real. The Maverick is a compact pickup built on a car platform, and that's not a weakness. That's the entire point. It rides like a sedan. It parks like a compact car. And in hybrid form, it returns up to 42 miles per gallon, a number no full-size truck on the planet has ever touched. The step-in height is lower than almost any other truck on the market. That matters more than people admit. Getting in and out of a vehicle dozens of times a day, week after week, your knees remember every inch. Used Mavericks are now landing in the $13,000 to $18,000 range. For that price, you get a factory hybrid powertrain, a usable bed, a comfortable cabin, and one of the most fuel-efficient trucks ever sold in America. It doesn't try to be a heavy hauler. It tries to be genuinely useful every single day, and it succeeds. Number 4. The Nissan Frontier. Here's something the automotive industry quietly tried to bury. Between 2005 and 2021, Nissan sold essentially the same Frontier. Same body, same frame, same naturally aspirated V6 engine. 16 years. The auto press mocked it, called it outdated. But mechanics loved it, because while every other truck was chasing horsepower with turbos and complicated new technology, Nissan kept building the same proven thing, over and over, until every flaw had been found and fixed. That 4.0-liter V6 doesn't produce drama. It produces torque, reliably, every single morning, with no turbochargers to fail, no intercoolers to leak, no complicated injection system to carbon up at 50,000 miles. This is what 16 years of refinement looks like. Not exciting, just dependable. Used Frontiers from this generation are selling in the $14,000 to $20,000 range. They tow respectably, handle off-road confidently, and hold up under hard use without complaint. The Frontier didn't win awards for being cutting edge. It won loyalty for being honest. And in the used truck market, honest is worth more than exciting. Number 3. The Ford Ranger. When Ford brought the Ranger back in 2019, they didn't bring it back timid. They brought it back ready. The 2.3-liter EcoBoost engine at the heart of this truck is the same unit that powers the Mustang and the Explorer. Tested, tortured, and tuned across millions of miles before it ever landed in a midsize pickup. 270 horsepower. 7,500 pounds of towing capacity. The Ranger sits in a sweet spot that's genuinely difficult to find. Larger than the Maverick, but smaller than the F-150. More capable than the average commuter truck, but far more manageable in daily driving. The cabin is quiet, the ride is composed, and the technology feels current without being overwhelming. Used Rangers from 2019 to 2022 are available in the $16,000 to $23,000 range. And here's the key. These are post-launch trucks. The early questions have been answered. The fixes have been made. What you're buying is a Ranger that's already been sorted out. This is a truck that earns its place. It doesn't ask you to settle. Number 2. The Honda Ridgeline. Some trucks are built for the image of the work. The Ridgeline was built for the work itself. Honda looked at how most pickup buyers actually use their trucks: errands, occasional hauling, road trips, weekend getaways, and engineered something that serves that real-world use better than almost anything else in the segment. The Ridgeline rides on a unibody platform, the same architecture as Honda's SUVs. And that is not a compromise. It is a deliberate engineering decision that gives this truck the smoothest, most refined ride quality of any pickup in its class. Highway miles that used to feel like a workout now feel effortless. And then there's the practical genius only Honda thought to include: a dual-action tailgate that swings out like a door or drops down like a traditional gate. And beneath the bed floor, a weatherproof, lockable trunk large enough for a cooler, a set of tools, or anything else you'd rather keep out of sight and out of the rain. The V6 is naturally aspirated. No turbo, no drama. Honda's reliability record on this platform is the kind of track record that makes other automakers uncomfortable at industry conferences. Used Ridgelines are available in the $17,000 to $24,000 range. For that money, you're getting a level of refinement and real-world livability that most trucks twice the price have never offered. This is what happens when an engineering company builds a truck, instead of a truck company building a statement. Number 1. The Toyota Tacoma. There is a version of this conversation where we debate the winner, where we weigh specs against specs until we arrive at an answer through logic. But with the Tacoma, there is no debate. Toyota has been building this truck in the same spirit for decades. The philosophy has never changed. Engineer out the failure points, then prove it across millions of miles on every road and in every climate on Earth. The result is a reliability record that other manufacturers don't attempt to match. They simply acknowledge it. Consumer surveys, mechanic recommendations, long-term ownership data. The Tacoma wins them all, consistently, by margins that should embarrass its competition. And then, there's the value question. The Tacoma holds its resale so aggressively that a well-maintained used model often commands more than buyers expect. That's not a quirk of the market. That's a decade of owners learning that selling a Tacoma means giving something up. In the $15,000 to $25,000 range, used Tacomas from the second and third generation represent perhaps the single best combination of reliability, capability, and long-term value available in any vehicle category. Not just trucks. It will tow your trailer. It will carry your gear. It will start every single morning without ceremony, without hesitation, without complaint. And 10 years from now, when everything else has moved on, the Tacoma will still be running. That's not marketing language. That's just what happens when a truck is built to last longer than anyone thought they'd need it. Here's the honest truth about the new truck market. You are paying a premium to be the test subject. Every new engine, every new transmission, every new piece of technology needs real-world miles before the industry knows whether it holds up. And those miles are going to be yours. The 5 trucks we covered today don't ask you to take that risk. They've already been proven by real drivers, on real roads, over years of unsentimental use. The Maverick for efficiency, the Frontier for simplicity, the Ranger for capability, the Ridgeline for comfort, and the Tacoma for everything else. $12,000 to $25,000. 5 trucks. 0 compromises on the things that actually matter. The dealership will tell you the new ones are better. Maybe someday they will be. But today, used, proven, and ready, these 5 are the smartest trucks money can buy.